Penis balls. What's good? I'm low-key bored as shit, and I want to make a video. Alright, I have 2 ideas. This is one of 2. When I'm gonna release this video, I have no fucking idea, because I'm busy with making Goon content and renders. They're in the video
What's
because
up?
they're just... I was in an
I'm being
instance.
held at gunpoint.
There is in the instance, okay? They are not contributing to the video.
For sure. I
but
put a
they were
whole
just-
bag of jelly beans up my ass.
That's good to hear. I did too. But now the the topic of this video is how the fuck does this fuck ass headset work? What should you buy? What did I do to make it consistent? And is it worth it? And I'm gonna be straight up, no, it's not worth it. At the current market state, it's not worth it. However, it is theoretically the best hardware you can buy at the moment in terms of face tracking and wireless capabilities. Because the other competitor is
The picture
like
of my hand.
the Quest Pro. Okay. Good, sir.
Picture.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yes. The other, yeah, I could say the other option is this piece of shit. And I'll put a picture right there, yeah. Alright. Alright. 6 What the fuck is my setup? Alright. So we have Vive Pro I, right? We have... Oh my god, bro, this fella, bro.
Checking his ass out, bro.
Alright, we have a Vive face tracker. We have a bunch of scuffed ass shit and jank solutions to work with the wireless adapter. That's the other thing. And then we have a wireless microphone because the normal one is fucking ass. So firstly, I'll talk about the headset. Alright, if you want to use this headset, alright, number 1, it is extremely consistent with eye tracking. So if you calibrate your eyes, you take off your headset, put it back on, it's probably going to be calibrated. It's fine. If you take it off, put it on a week later, it's probably still going to be calibrated perfectly fine. And I'm using prescription scuffed jank lenses that are fucking homemade and 3D printed. So if it can work with those, then it's definitely going to work if you don't have glasses. If you do, well, you're like me, you're fucked. So, oh, okay, he's decided to leave
Show
us.
a picture of the setup.
Yeah, yeah,
Show the inside,
I'm obviously
right
gonna
here.
show a picture of the headset. He fucking dipped out, so I guess we don't gotta worry about him playing soundboard. Okay,
Finally! Nah, don't put that in.
I'm going to. What else about this headset? Oh yes, the headset itself is not a power hog. Most batteries will last a decent amount of time on it. But if you're like me using the face tracker, I will talk more about it later. But moral of the story being, it's going to eat up a fuck ton of battery, and whatever battery you had before is probably not going to last as long as when you put the face tracker on it. Thirdly, as I already mentioned, the mic is fucking atrocious. Is it usable? Yes. Can people understand you? Yes. Does it sound like you're in a fucking cave under blankets? Yes. So, I don't know, it's kind of iffy. Some people might care about it, some people might not. 6 7.
God, bro.
Yeah, so point being, you're probably going to want a mic. The resolution of the headset is very outdated at this point in time. It's equivalent to the Index, which I don't know the numbers off the top of my head. I'll have to put a picture right there. But it's not terrible, okay? I'm not a resolution freak like 90% of people nowadays who want the big screen beyond 2 and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh my god, guys, it's like 5K. Like, motherfucker, I don't give a shit what I can see. I don't want to see high resolution of like 20,000 feet away, okay? All I need to see is like to scale,
Just
maybe
like a
10
couple.
feet. Yeah, like maybe like 6 or 7 feet in front of me. Like, like I don't need to see that far. So resolution to me isn't actually a big issue. And I actually have an app that dynamically changes my resolution lower than it normally should be, depending on my FPS, or to give me better FPS. So yeah, fuck the resolution. I don't give a shit. But it also has OLED screens, so If you've never used an OLED screen and you're used to LCD displays, it's going to look really, really good, especially if you're playing something like a horror game with very dark environments. It will look incredible. And once you get used to something with an OLED panel, everything else is going to look terrible. So just know that if you're going to buy it. Now, what's the price of this headset? Well, you see, Vive likes to do
Too
this.
much money.
Yeah. Vive likes to do this funny thing where they release a product and then decide, hey, even though it's better than the product we're about to release in terms of convenience,
Discontinue.
we're going to discontinue it. Yep. So that leaves it to the market of eBay scalpers, which are cool. You know, we love eBay
Fuck them
scalpers.
all.
Now, yeah, you can say fuck scalpers, but I mean, people like me are just going to buy it anyway, so they get their way in the end. But yeah, so it's probably gonna run you about, in today's market, $1,200 to $1,400 for just the headset. Just the headset. If you find a full kit, you are very lucky. I was lucky enough to find this for $1,000, and I've had it for like 2 years, almost 3 years. Overall summary on the headset is it the best headset for eye tracking on the market currently? Yes. Is it the most value? No. Because, well, it depends how you define value. Because it is, if you just want the best thing, then of course it is the best value because it's the best headset for eye tracking. I don't know what's happening there. I saw that. But if you would rather get something that's like, you know, just okay on eye tracking and is cheaper, then no, it's not. It doesn't have value at that point.
Dumbass checkers, bro. This is why y'all don't get 10 unless you want to be cool as fuck.
Well,
Or you're doing some shit in the studio.
get like 6 or 7 trackers. So if you ask me personally, I'm gonna say get the Vive Pro Eye. If you want eye tracking, get the Vive Pro Eye. Am I biased? Yes. Do I glaze Vive? Yes. Do I suck HTC Vive's dick? Yes. Unfortunately. So, if you ask me, I'm just gonna say,
HTC.
get that headset, bro. Like, bro, best headset on the market. Blah blah blah. It also, you know, it has the capability of wireless, so that's a big selling point for me. All right. The face tracker. All right. So, let's talk about how that works. All right. It is intended to be used with a wired connection to a Vive specifically. You're supposed to plug it into the Type-C port, and that's it. There's supposed to be no quirks to it. That's it. You just plug it in, and it works with Serenipal. Their shitty-ass face tracking software. Does it work? However, does it work with anything else? Yes. If you use an index and put it in a little frunk, it's going to work. If you have another headset that has a USB pass-through, it's going to work. So, why? I just said it doesn't work wirelessly. So why is it working wirelessly right now? Okay, so like I said, this is what I am doing is not supposed to work. Okay, there is a very specific, as in this one hub that I am using, a very specific USB hub that you plug into the headset, and then from then you plug the face tracker into that hub. For some reason,
It works.
everything just works. Okay, the software will tell you that it doesn't work, but when you turn on the thing, your headset, and the light is green, it just fucking works. Why? To this day, I still don't know. It just does.
We don't complain.
We don't complain, yeah. Now, the problem with doing that is you'll have very inconsistent performance. There's a couple of things you can do to help it by fucking around in Device Manager and optimizing your PC to put resources towards these programs. But overall, it's just going to be generally less consistent because you're pulling a shit ton of bandwidth through the wireless thing. And because of it being wireless, of course it's going to be inconsistent because you're using a wireless signal. So, First, before I get into why that is shitty, or why it's so inconsistent, is the tracker good? Well, let's talk about it like the headset, okay? Is it the best option theoretically on the market in terms of performance? Yes. Is it the most expensive option on the market? Yes. That is because Vive likes to do their funny thing again and say, hey guys, we made this really convenient tracker that you could plug into any headset. But we're going to release a new headset that looks like Squidward when it's on your head. And the face tracking is arguably worse. And my headset crashed. Live example.
Example of how
Okay.
dog shit the headset is.
Yeah.
On the left.
So that averages like it's not very often, but it will do that. Okay. But so yeah, Vive releases it, great tracker, and then they release the Squidward headset with arguably worse face tracking. And then because they released that, they're like, okay, well, we don't need to support the superior tracker, so we're just gonna discontinue it. And then that leaves it to the eBay scalpers again. So part 2, they're gonna have their way because people like me are gonna buy a shit ton of them, like I did. Like I'll talk about later. I bought like 3 of them.
You dumbass, bro. You're a dumbass for that.
So, yeah. Again, if you ask me, I'm gonna glaze Vive. Your competitor is Babbel, but the video is not about this versus the Babbel. The video is about my setup, so we're not gonna talk about that piece of shit.
I already made a video like that.
Yeah, exactly. Go watch that video. Thank you. So
Link in the description.
Yeah, link in my balls, bro. That's where it's at. All right. So
I got the link. It's mine now.
So, why is this headset a piece of shit? Or, sorry, that's not the topic, my bad. Why is the face tracker inconsistent as shit wirelessly? Okay. So, we already talked about the bandwidth thing. Secondly, you're going to be pulling more power, right? So you're going to be like, okay, I need a bigger battery. Let's go look on Amazon for a bigger battery. Okay. So if you're like me and you don't pay attention, you just buy whatever the biggest amp hours is, okay? Because, you know, theoretically that would last longer, which it did. But there's a little thing on batteries, some of the new ones, that says voltage variation, which means some of the USBs on there will change the voltage on what it needs. So it won't stay at a consistent voltage, basically. So the face tracker is rated for 5 volts. So if for some reason you unplug the headset or plug the headset in and the battery decides, I'm gonna do like 6 or 7 volts, then your tracker's fucking broken. It's done. You shorted it, it's done. You can't fix it. So I may or may not have done that twice. I may or may not have done that twice and have broken two face trackers and spent like over $1,000 on face trackers. So don't do what I did, and make sure that your battery does not exceed the tracker's voltage limit.
Show both of the broken face trackers right here.
I don't have them. Nick has them.
I'm touching Nick. I want them. No, I'm kidding.
No, Nick. I wanted Nick. Nick has a friend that might be able to fix them, so that's why I gave them to him.
Ooh.
So if I can fix them, hit me up. I'll sell you a face tracker under the scalping price. But
You lying?
bro, you right. I'm gonna sell it for 700, 6 or 7. I'll sell it for like 600 or 700. But
I get it for free. No, I'm kidding.
No, you can have the Babbel. Okay, so speaking of batteries, finding a battery is probably the hardest thing about my setup because you need to find something that lasts a decent amount of time, but doesn't weigh too much and doesn't physically
For
Be-
5 watts.
isn't physically too big, because I wore it on my chest, but now I wear it on my head, the battery, and it's really heavy. But if you can find a way to mount it correctly and find one that's not too heavy, then you can get it to like stay on your head and not be uncomfortable as shit. Which mine's always uncomfortable regardless, because I just can never feel comfortable. But whatever. I'm just gonna link the battery that I use because I've never changed it, and I have 2 of them just in case it does die. So in the description, buddy. Oh yeah.
6 or 7. There may be 6 or
Yep,
7
there-
links down
Yeah,
there.
there's
Go
gonna be
through
like
them all.
6 or 7 links in the description. We're so
We
close,
have
bro.
issues, bro.
We're so
we
close,
are.
bro.
We're- Yeah.
Okay, the wireless adapter. So, what the fuck is... Well, what's up with the wireless adapter? Okay, does it work great when you don't have the face tracker? Yeah. When you have the face tracker, it still works relatively nice, but there's a lot of inconsistencies. So, how did I get them to be somewhat consistent? Okay, you need to put a fan on the fucking adapter, okay? It gets like, it's like the unmatched power of the sun, bro. You have to put a fan on there. An optional fan would be the one on the transmitter. The one on the transmitter is not necessary, but I had issues with it, and my room gets really hot. So I ripped off the top of it and put a fan on the thing, and it works fine. So yeah, do that. That's honestly, doing those 2 things alone is gonna help the consistency a lot. Also, give the PCIe card a high bandwidth lane. If you have a free, like, higher bandwidth PCIe lane, just use it, okay? Because if that thing is stupid as shit, and I hate that thing. Also, if you know a decent amount about computers, you know that you can go into BIOS and change the lane generation to whatever generation your motherboard supports. Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5, whatever. Just put it to the high one so it can use more bandwidth. So yeah, the process of getting this headset to work consistently in a way where I have more uptime than I have more downtime, because there is a lot of troubleshooting involved where I was playing this game with this headset and I was literally having more downtime trying to get the headset to work again than playing the fucking game. And it was really annoying, but now I'm at a point where it works pretty decently and I can move around and not take a shit. Bro, this guy.
Took like 6 or 7
Yeah.
months to get it
Yeah,
to
it
work.
probably took like 6 or 7 months to get it to work correctly, but
I'm a horrible influence. Anyways,
yeah, that's for the most part. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything, but that is pretty much everything I was trying to say about this headset, and I think you should get this headset. That's a lie. Never mind. Now,
we love lying on this YouTube channel.
no one should get this set up. It's extremely high maintenance, and a lot of people wouldn't have the patience or the time to bother with it, and would probably just be like, well, it takes too long to get on VR because I don't want to set it all up. And the majority of the VR people just want to have consistency. Like, I turn on my headset and it works like a Quest. So it's really that. I can see Vive's reasoning for discontinuing stuff like this because it's just not where the market is at, and a lot of people they're moving towards a different kind of VR than stuff like this for VR chat. So, understandable. Have a nice day. Suck my dick.
Fuck you all. No, I'm kidding.
On God, bro.
I keep a beast